No Longer Silent is a movement where I transform my story of surviving domestic abuse into faith filled art that reminds others that healing doesn't have to be difficult. It just has to be honest. This art piece actually came as a surprise because I had no idea that I was going to create something like this. This is what I didn't want to admit. No Longer Silent. The day everything shifted. I didn't know that on October the 8th, 2024, my life would change forever. No warning, no dream, no deep revelation. Just three words in the middle of the night before 2 a.m. No longer silent. I heard them so clear in my spirit, I jumped up out of bed, wrote them down fast. God, what does this mean? No answer, just silence. So I went back to sleep. Later that morning, I sat at my desk doing art, had errands to run, so I stepped out. That's when it happened. A young man, one I had seen in passing, never spoke to beyond hello, decided to end his life right there in broad daylight. I was frozen, hysterical. I cried all day. I screamed. I questioned reality. God, why would you let me witness that? And then I heard it again. That was you once, back when you were enduring domestic abuse, back when you didn't want to live. You've been silent for too long. That hit me in the chest. I never connected my silence to my healing. I didn't see the gap between what I survived and what I had suppressed, but now I did. Still, the days after were blurry. I couldn't drive, only in the daylight, and even then, barely. One of my friends, who's a good, she's a sister to me, drove me places. I was still out here though, facilitating in middle schools, teaching teens about dating violence, spotting red flags, all while still being abused in my own home. Still trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad. Still thinking, oh, he would change. Still praying and calling it faith when it was actually fear. One day I had to check myself. Tasha, how you out here teaching youth about warning signs, but you ignoring your own? That's when the slap came because I didn't want to let go, because I thought I could fix him, because I thought my prayers would change him, because I thought God would reward my endurance with this transformation. But no, No Longer Silent isn't just about telling my story. It's not just for married women in the church. It's not just about what happens behind closed doors. It's about the healing we don't talk about, the process we hide because we don't want to be judged. It's about being silent in our suffering and even more silent in our healing. We peel in private, we cry in silence, we suppress, we camouflage. And the church taught us how to do that all too well. They taught us how to look healed. They taught us how to speak deliverance, but they never taught us how to live through the process. Healing ain't pretty, healing hurts. And the church avoids the messy middle, the ing, because it's easier to shout over pain than sit in it. But God is showing me something else. He's showing me that there's glory in the middle. No Longer Silent is about that part, the healing part, the groaning part, the peeling out loud part. Everybody ain't built for this. Healing in public ain't for attention. It's not for clout or validation. It's to show what healing actually looks like. Not cute, not filtered, not poetic, just real. So, God, just help me to do this out loud for the ones who need to see it, for the ones who've swallowed their cries and called it strength. Let them know they ain't crazy. They're just healing. And healing don't feel good. But being healed does. Remember, healing doesn't have to be difficult. It just has to be honest.